And joining us now, we bring in Vance Ginn, president of Ginn Economic Consulting, to give an analysis on the debt limit. Vance, good morning. Good to have you here.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Now, it seems both sides say they don't want a default. There's about 2 weeks till the government reportedly runs out of money. How likely are we to see a default?
I don't think we'll end up seeing a default at the end of the day. I mean, we are in a dire situation to where we've spent so much money and run up the massive debt that we have, that we have net payments just on the interest alone is about $1 trillion a year. It's a massive amount of money. And so the Treasury is running out of revenue is kind of the issue here to pay off of our debt as it rolls over, which could lead to a default, which just means higher interest rates, higher inflation, a deeper economic recession. This is something that we shouldn't hit. And at the end of the day, Biden and the Senate Democrats should go along with what the House Republicans have already passed. They passed a good bill. Let's get something done.
And Vance, on that note, you wrote on Twitter recently, this isn't a tax revenue problem. This is a government spending problem. What's the solution here?
That's exactly right. We never have a revenue problem, a tax revenue problem. It's always a spending problem. If revenue goes down, then you should spend less. It's the taxpayers' money. The government doesn't have money at the end of the day. And so they should go in and say, look, we need to cut spending. That's what the House Republicans have done. They went from the 2023 levels down to 2022 levels. So that is a reduction in government spending at the end of the day. And they've limited spending growth over time to 1% over the next decade, year over year. And so I think these are good steps in the right direction, along with getting rid of bad policies of this green energy agenda, which makes us poorer and causes more problems in the markets than otherwise. What we really need are pro-growth policies, which is less government spending, lower taxes, and less regulation.
And Vance, while these talks continue, what's the economic fallout on Americans?
You know, there's a lot at stake here. If we went into default, we would see soaring interest rates, which we're already seeing higher interest rates now, mortgage rates going around 7%, car loan rates going up as well. We would see much higher rates because it would be more costly for us to pay for our debt. And this has an effect also on what the Federal Reserve does with their interest rates and with their and the amount of money they put in the economy, which would create more inflation. We're already being hit by inflation. It's one thing after another from this Biden administration, their big government policies. We've got to get back to saneness. Right now, we're passing irresponsible budgets. We need responsible budgeting, responsible sort of policies overall. And at the end of the day, the Biden administration, again, and the Senate Democrats have got to come together with the House Republicans, pass a good deal so that way we don't exceed and break or bust the overall debt ceiling cap that we have in place.
Lots at stake here, Vance Ginn. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.